Hello and welcome to a special edition of Inside Out Guitar. In this episode, we are going to be comparing the sonic differences between 11 types of output tubes: a 5881, 6L6GC, 6V6GT, EL84, EL34, 6CA7, KT66, KT77, KT88, 6550, and 7581A. The intent of this comparison is not to evaluate one brand over another. What I'm more curious about is the sonic differences that can be detected between tube types. The tubes I'll be using are from Tube Amp Doctor and JJ, as well as Russian reproductions of Mullard and Tungsall. For this listening test, I'll be using a custom single-ended amp circuit that I designed and built. The amp will be running through a Victory 1x12 open-back speaker cabinet loaded with a Celestion Creamback G12M65 ceramic magnet speaker. I'll record guitar playing examples with a TC Electronics Ditto X2 looper in order to compare the same performance for each tube. To get a really clear idea about how these tubes perform, I want to hear the amp at 3 contrasting volume and tone settings, so we will hear 3 musical examples 11 times, each with a different power tube. I'm going to run all of the tubes at exactly the same idle current bias setting for a consistent electronic performance in our experiment. The guitar I'll be using is my custom gold top Tele type, equipped with GHS boomer strings and hand-wound PAF style humbuckers that can be split into single coils. I'm recording the amp with 2 microphones, a Royer 122 active ribbon and a vintage AKG C12A large diaphragm condenser. These will be panned hard left and right so you can easily isolate them in a digital audio workstation if you'd like. The mics will run through a pair of BAE 1073 mic preamps and captured with Pro Tools. Because you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're a real tone nerd like me. So I've provided free PDFs for you in the video description that you can download and take notes on each tube to help you quantify what you're hearing. I've also included timestamps in the video description so you can bounce back and forth between the audio clips and compare them more easily. I would recommend listening to these examples in a critical listening environment so you can really hear the differences between the tubes, as some can be quite nuanced. Alright, let's get started. The first setting on the amp that I'll be using will have the volume set at 3.5, with the treble control at 7 and bass at 6. This will give us a neutral sounding clean tone, and I'll be using the single coils in the middle position so we get a lot of clarity and punchiness. The next amp setting I've configured will drive the power tube just beyond breakup when played vigorously. This amp starts to break up around 6.5 on the volume, so that's where I've set it for these examples. The treble will still be at 7, but I'm lowering the bass control to 3. These examples will be played with the pickup still in the middle position, but now with humbuckers. final amp setting I've dialed in cranks the amp's volume to 10 while lowering the treble to 4 and the bass to 2. I'll be using the bridge humbucker for these examples. If you like listening sessions involving tone testing, give this video a like and leave a comment with your favorite power tube and tone setting to feed the YouTube algorithm. And be sure to check out the pedal ear training episodes on my YouTube channel where you get to take blindfold style quizzes with commercially available effects pedals. As always, I appreciate you checking out what I spend my hours thinking about and cooking up for you. Until next time, take care.